Narendra Solanki joins in on the show right now to talk about his thoughts on the market. Narendra, hi, afternoon. Good to have you on the show. Guess all things are pointing towards a buoyant market move. It's been a decent earnings season and now the early onset of monsoon as well.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, definitely. I think season is almost over, and few macro data points have also turned out to be optimistic, especially the monsoons, the inflation environment, and the rate cuts environment. So all these three, along with the announcements in the budget, would definitely cheer up the festival season, and the demand is likely to pick up in these segments for next 2 to 3 months. So definitely, the market has given thumbs up to all that, and overall mood is also optimistic for the market, especially on the revival of both rural and urban demand. All the sectors tracking into these segments have been trading very optimistically right now.
Okay. So, Narendra, what's been the analysis of the earnings season so far? What's managed to stand out? Where is it that you're overweight and where is it that you're underweight?
I think earnings season was largely on expected lines, and I think the market currently is still a stock-specific market. And coming to the sector basis, we are positive on banks and financials, especially in banks. We favor public sector banks in comparison with private sector banks as a basket. Apart from financials, we are positive on FMCG, durables, as well as consumer or discretionary segments. And defense also, we are very positive. However, some stocks may appear to be highly richly valued, but looking at the kind of orders which are expected to come in, I think the valuations will also somewhat decline for those kind of stocks. So defense is also looking very good for medium to long term perspective. And overall, the domestic manufacturing space, especially electronic manufacturing space, which have corrected, which we have seen has corrected somewhat, is also looking attractive. So overall, the domestic economic environment and domestic inward manufacturing companies are looking very good. In pharma, we are more positive in hospital segment rather than the pharmaceutical companies or drug companies. So that is our outlook on pharma. And in auto, we are more positive on two-wheelers, agri space, the likes of M&M, TVS Motors, Hero MotoCorp, kind of companies than the passenger vehicle segment. So these are our sectoral bets.
All right, so those are the sectors that one can look out for. Hi, Narendra. Good morning. Good afternoon. I beg your pardon. This is Shrishti also joining in. But since you just touched upon autos, give us some more sense that what is your pecking order in terms of preferences, especially in the two-wheeler pack? Because of late, from the earnings, there was no major disappointment. And with a good monsoon, that brings the cheer back for the rural demand to pick up as well. But given the fall for especially Hero MotoCorp, Bajaj Auto, which have already corrected like 50% from their highs, which one is your most preferred bet? Would you like to go with an outperformer TVS or rather look out for some underperforming names like Bajaj, Eicher, or for a matter, Hero MotoCorp?
I think TVS would continue to remain our one of the preferred picks. Apart from this, Hero MotoCorp is the second pick which we would like to go for.
All right, so TVS as well as Hero MotoCorp, let's watch out for that. But within the IT pack, Narendra, give us some sense that how are you looking at the sector overall? Because just post the earning, there was a momentum in these counters highlighting that the valuation is giving a bit of a comfort. But post that, all these stocks have been really range bound. Anything exciting that you're looking at for the IT space?
Broadly, we are optimistic on IT, but we are cautiously optimistic and looking and having a stock-specific view. So right now, rather than going with pure service play, we are going on with engineering R&D companies like KPIT kind of companies. We are more positive, more favorable on. So these are the plays in which we would look forward in the IT space.
Okay, that's the take coming in right now as far as, IT as well as autos is considered. But let's just take stock of some of the other movers as well in trade and show you where is it that you're seeing those meaningful moves right now in the markets, because what you're seeing is a fair amount of buoyancy when it comes to the broader end of the market as well. That's where you're seeing some big moves coming in. Look at, for instance, what a Hoodco is up to. Like we told you, sporadically you're seeing some of those realty plays as well look very smart. So the likes of Godrej Properties is what's scaling higher in today's trading session. That of course is looking very good. And then of course you've got names like a Divi's, which are also holding out just very, very smartly. That stock holding higher as we speak right now. There's JSW Steel, of course. The Supreme Court has ordered a status quo on the NCLT proceedings on the BPSL liquidation. So that stock as well has been active. 2.25% higher is where the stock is right now. And then there is Eternal. Because of the MSCI as well as FTSE weight reduction, the stock could see outflows of about almost $840 million. And right now, we should just bring up Eternal for you on your screens and show you how the stock is currently panning out, because this has been, stuck in a range, if you will, for some time now. And today it's seeing a 4.5% of a downtick coming in, 225 thereabouts, or 226 is where the stock is. Narendra, do you believe that any further correction in names like Eternal or erstwhile Zomato could be good buying opportunities, because these are long-term structural stories? Or do you think a Swiggy, which is the peer, would make more meaning because there is definitely that valuation comfort there?
I think definitely it's a buying opportunity emerging, especially with these kind of leisure creation and some fund related infused action happens in the market. Also, if you see the overall results are good, the strong execution we saw in Blinkit was also very impressive, and definitely it's a long-term growth story. So I think it's definitely a buying opportunity at the lower levels for investment.
All right, so that's the take coming in on Eternal. But with this, let me also welcome on board Ruchit Jain, who's joining us on the show right now. Hi, good afternoon, Ruchit, and thank you so much for your time. First up, help us with your take on the markets, because after those initial hours of volatility, we are quite range bound for Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. But where do you see the index headed? What kind of a data is shaping up, suggesting moves for the last half an hour and beyond?
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon. Well, if you look at the broader trend for the markets, have been positive with higher top, higher bottom structure continuing on the Nifty. And importantly, recently, the dips that we have got in the month of May, initially in the first week of May, we got a pullback move from 24,600 to about 24,100. And again, during last week, we saw a similar pullback move of 5 to 6 trading sessions where the markets corrected from 25,100 to 24,500. Now we can see that both these corrections which were there in the month of May lasted for about 4 to 5 sessions, and the 20-day exponential moving average support was not breached, which acted as a support. So I think till this is intact, we would continue a gradual up move in the market towards 25,250. So it remains a buy on dip market, and any kind of dips that we get in between should we use as a buying opportunity, and we expect 25,250 to be tested in this week itself.
Okay, stay with us. Lots more to discuss when it comes to the markets. But let's just focus to an important story for now. And it seems that with the onset of early monsoon across states now, the power demand has taken a sharp shift, recording a dip of nearly 11% already over the last 10 days. Let me take it across to my colleague Prakash and get in more details here.
Yes, there's a decline in power demand due to change weather conditions thanks to heavy rains and thunderstorms in various areas. As per the Power Ministry's data, peak hour power demand has been reduced by approx 11% in the last 10 days. Peak hour demand has been decreased to 198 gigawatt on May 25 from 221 gigawatt on May 15. Along with that, the government has met roughly 200 gigawatt power demand during the day on May 25 as compared to 230 gigawatt on May 15. Along with that, UP registered the highest power demand at 27,400 megawatt, followed by Maharashtra at 22,495 megawatt. Along with that, there is no power shortage across the country during peak hours. A significant growth in power generation from various sources such as thermal, solar and wind energy. However, as per the Power Ministry's statement, peak hour power demand likely to cross 270 gigawatt during ongoing summer season. The government has already prepared an emergency plan to meet any surge in power demand during June and July.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.